All right, let's talk about that ballroom. A judge is temporarily blocking construction of the White House ballroom. Jake and Barbara are back with us. And also joining us, MS Now senior legal reporter Lisa Rubin. What happened?
The judge is saying, Katie, in a 3-page order just decided that the ballroom may not have any further construction done. They are preliminarily enjoined from taking any action in furtherance of the physical development of the proposed ballroom at the former site of the East Wing of the White House. And then he goes on to detail what exactly it is that the administration may not do to make it crystal clear that this applies to everything from excavation and foundation work to construction work. This is a judge who does not want to be circumvented by the White House, and that's why he's being as concrete as he is about what it is that they can't do. But I will also note that this order won't take effect for 14 days.
Can they build the place in 14 days?
Well, I don't know that they can build the place in 14 days, but I think what he is trying to do is also give the administration an opportunity to perhaps appeal this ruling. A preliminary injunction is, in fact, immediately appealable to the D.C. Circuit. And that may be what they're trying to do. At the same time, the judge, Richard Leon, who's a senior judge in the D.C. Federal District Court, is saying that they need to file a status report within the next 3 weeks, apprising the court of their compliance. So he seems to both be allowing them an opportunity to appeal, but also warning them in the same breath, don't come back to me in 3 weeks and tell me all of the steps that you actually did take and the 2 weeks before this takes effect
Is this
to
the
ignore
sort
me.
of thing that goes to the Supreme Court?
I think it could ultimately go to the Supreme Court, particularly because what Judge Leon seems to be focused on is whether or not there is congressional involvement here. It's basically instructing the White House and all of the various defendants here, you may not go any further without express authorization from Congress.
Yeah.
Now, this is a Congress that doesn't stand up for itself very often, right?
Let's talk about that, because we got Jake Sherman, our man on Capitol Hill. Express authorization from Congress. Are they going to be taking this up?
I don't know if they'll take it up, but I would put the chance that they would authorize this at close to zero. If there was actually a number lower than zero, I would put it there, because you're not getting, there is no chance of the president will get 60 votes in the Senate to build a ballroom at the White House. None, zero. Could he get it through the House? Yeah, probably. But I'll take it, Lisa didn't mention this, but I'll take it a step further. If they were to need money for this, I think that would also be close to zero.
Well, I mean, are they going to need money for it? Because he's raised money from private sources, but does the court say that that's illegal or unconstitutional?
No.
Or they don't address any of that?
No. What's really the problem here is a variety of different protections designed to ensure that the White House is not interfered with as a historic place. And it's not the money, rather, Katie, it's the will Congress actually authorize sort of interfering with or messing with the White House plan? So far, the judge says no.
But there's now going to be a big hole on the White House grounds because the administration, or I'm sorry, Donald Trump demolished the East Wing all of a sudden out of nowhere. I don't think anyone was really expecting it. So while this is paused, the White House, I guess, Barbara, remains a construction zone.
Oh, what a mess. You know, this judge is checking Donald Trump, just like the people are going to do in November. And I think this whole project is such a vanity project. And it shows what the president cares about and doesn't care about. First, he took a wrecking ball, to the country, and he took a wrecking ball to the White House. And now we have this fancy ballroom, which is not in the spirit of what America is about. And, the gold and all of these things, it's just a symbol of his doing things for the rich, for the billionaires, for the elites. And, I just think that people are going to take it that way. Katie, could I comment on that horrible comment about Tallarico being a clown? Would you give me 30 seconds to respond?
Go ahead. That was Mark Schwartz not here, so he can't respond, but that's okay. Go ahead.
I'm glad he's not there so we don't get into a battle. But I think calling James Tallarico a clown just shows how scared the Republicans are of him and of the Democrats who are running in the Senate. And I do agree with Jake. This Senate's in play, whether you look at Ohio and lots of other places. But the reason it's in play is we have such terrific candidates. And Tallarico is one of those. He's a deeply spiritual, religious human being who's so authentic, and he's so effective. He's leading all the Republicans in the polls. And I just thought that was such a cheap shot to say.
All right. I'm glad you got to respond to that. Lisa, you have more on the decision or the ruling?
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those, Katie, that we've seen many others of them from senior judges around the country faced with what they consider to be unlawful actions by the Trump administration, writing in really strenuous terms. This is how the memorandum opinion by Judge Richard Leon starts. The president of the United States is the steward of the White House for future generations of first family.
He's not the owner.
He is not, however, the owner.
Oh, is that what he said next?
He literally said it next.
Look at that.
Look at Katie Tur having
mind meld.
Correct, with Judge Richard Leon of the D.C. District Court. But basically says there is no authority in existing statutes that gives the president the right to knock down the East Wing and to build a ballroom. And instead, even if he's doing so with private funding, that's not allowed here. And therefore, he is granting a motion by the National Trust to preliminarily enjoin the future construction of the ballroom until and unless Congress authorizes its completion, he says. All right.